in Manford, where a large fire there continues to burn at this hour. Highway 51 coming in and out of town is closed and mandatory evacuations are still in place. That's where we find News on 6's Emory Bryan. Emory, what is the latest you can tell us there? All hands on deck to try to get a handle on these fires, save what they can in town.
Yeah, and Tatum, you wouldn't think after all this it could still be a lights and siren type of response, but it is. Just in the last couple of minutes, this fire has flared up again on the west side of Manford. This is about a quarter mile on the west side of Manford, where on the south side of Highway 51 in a wooded area, the flames have picked up again because the wind picked up again. It seemed to have died down there for a few minutes, but now it's back. And so all down Highway 51 to the west, outside of town, there are fire crews there going back into the woods trying to put those flames down. And to some degree, they're trying to let it burn to the road and stop it there. And it hasn't crossed Highway 51 to the north. That's good. But it continues to burn, continues to flare up, and every time it does, of course, then embers start blowing and starting small fires elsewhere in town. There's a lot of help here to fight this fire. More help is still coming in, and so they've got it seemingly contained here in Manford. Now they've got to stop things like this from advancing, put out all the hot spots. It's going to be a long night for all of these firefighters as they continue mop-up operations, and in the middle of all that, still a big flare-up. They've got to go do some active firefighting like they're doing right here. Tatum, back to you.
Emory, thanks. Now, you saw just how windy it was there. And another aspect of this that is also making it difficult to even just be outside is the wind is blowing all of that smoke all around. Emory said earlier that it was hard to see, hard to breathe. So that is another aspect of it. Fire crews are just urging people to stay away from that area. Let's talk a little bit more about evacuations with Reagan Ledbetter. He too is in Manford tonight. Reagan, you've been there all afternoon. Something striking that you said earlier with the police chief. They're throwing everything they can at this fire, and even at that rate, it doesn't feel like it has been enough. Talk about what you have seen. I wonder what the destruction is like, at least what you're able to see now that it's night has fallen.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Tatum. Just seeing this firsthand, how quickly this fire moved. The wind is like pouring gasoline on this fire right now, and it just moves so quickly from southwest of town and right into town. And just as soon as it hit those first couple of homes, the fire just blew up and hit several different neighborhoods around the southwest part of the town. Now, we've been over here by the First Baptist Church on the southwest corner of Manford, and there's been several neighborhoods that have caught fire this afternoon. These crews have been working tirelessly trying to protect this area. We're actually at the high school right now, the Manford High School. And if you look behind me, this area over to the left of the screen was an orange glow about an hour ago, but crews put so much effort into getting those fires out. As that fire's moved more towards the north into town, I want to take our drone shot right now. We have a drone up right now, and you can just see there's several homes right in the middle of town on fire right now. This is along Greenwood Avenue. This runs basically east to west through town from Evans over to the other side of Manford, the west side of Manford. This is a just devastation as that fire just reached the southwest corner of Manford and just quickly moved in. Crews have been able to protect the churches and the Manford Elementary that's right here, so they're working hard on that. Now, the manpower, I gotta say, Tatum, is unbelievable. You know, this was a fire being fought by local crews all afternoon, and once we realized how big this was, I mean, all hands on deck came in. We've seen Rogers County Fire Task Force, we've seen Limestone Fire Department, we've seen the McIntosh County Fire Task Force has come up here. We've seen Sand Springs Fire, Tulsa Fire. I mean, everybody is coming to help the people here in Manford right now. And, you know, a lot of work went into getting everybody out of town. I've been talking with police all afternoon, all evening. I have not heard of any injuries. That is great news right now. There were a couple rescues this evening where people who didn't get the alert, didn't have a cell phone, but they knocked on all the doors, and they actually, one man who couldn't wasn't able to get out of his house. They weren't able to get him into an RV and haul him out of here because there was no ambulances available. So, I mean, so much effort has gone into keeping, human lives safe tonight. But just, as you mentioned, Tatum, just that strong wind that we've been seeing, I think is finally dying down a little bit right now, has just made this fire so hard to fight. And these crews have been just working around the clock. They're staging, they're taking breaks, they're rotating new crews in, trying to get this fire put out. And if this wind cuts down a little bit more, I think they can contain this fire and hopefully get it put out. Tatum.
And that is the prayer tonight. Get that wind knocked down. Reagan, thank you so much.